Alright guys, so I was completely perplexed. As I was washing this motorcycle, I came across something and I had no clue why it was there. So I've heard stories of these little bells hanging on the bottoms of motorcycles, and I thought, what a great opportunity to have history lesson with Weems. So on this installment of History Time with Weems, we're talking about motorcycle bells. Now, I pulled up my phone and said, hey, Mr. Google, what in the world is this and why is it on my motorcycle? Well, it says the meaning of motorcycle bells is often associated with little gremlins. And or demons that hide along the highways and sabotage motorcycles, causing bikes to crash. Really? But their history goes back, way back. As early as the 11th century AD, Catholics in England and Scotland rang dead bells in a funeral procession to ward off evil spirits.
Bring out your dead! Here's one.
The use of bells grew in popularity in the Catholic Church as a way to mourn passing souls and continues to this day. The use of bells hanging from windows, doors, and overhangs have been used in many cultures to ward off malicious spirits.
It's right here, Ray. It's looking at me.
He's an ugly little spud, isn't he?
I think he can hear you, Ray.
Don't move. It won't hurt you. What happened? Are you okay?
He slimed me.
It wasn't until the 1920s when pilots of the Royal Air Force began talking of little creatures that wreaked havoc with their airplanes. The word gremlin was coined, deriving from the Old English gremon or gremion, which means to vex. It described little humanoid creatures that sabotaged airplanes, perhaps as a humorous way to explain the fault-prone construction of RAF technology.
I think it's the bypass line, yeah. I'm gonna need some pliers and a set of 30-weight ball bearings.
What?
Yeah, tell you what, I gotta go to my truck. If Fred gets here before I'm back, you can tell him to start without me.
What the hell you need ball bearings for?
Oh, come on, guys. It's so simple. Maybe you need a refresher course. Hey, it's all ball bearings nowadays. Now, you prepare that Fetzer valve with some 3-in-1 oil and some gauze pads. And I'm going to need about 10 quarts of antifreeze, preferably Prestone. No, don't make that Quaker state. Wash those windows. They've got filth and muck on them.
Ronald Dahl was a pilot in the RAF during World War II and advanced the idea into a children's book entitled The Gremlins, which was eventually published by Walt Disney. The book sold 50,000 copies initially, with an additional 30,000 later on. American pilots adopted the gremlin folklore and even claimed to have seen them just before a crash or malfunction.
All right, now everybody, get in crash position.
It was enough to convince many pilots to use charms to ward off gremlins, including the centuries-old dangling bell. Many of the pilots returned home from World War II. Many of them continued their wartime camaraderie on motorcycles. Some of them formed clubs, lifelong friends of their fellow servicemen. They brought the same gremlin myth to their motorcycles, and some of them hung small bells from their bikes. As motorcycle club culture increased in popularity, accessory manufacturers began looking for ways to capitalize and began selling motorcycle bells. The notion that a motorcycle bell had to be given as a gift in order to gain protective powers seemed to discourage sales. However, manufacturers countered by introducing a contrasting myth that a self-purchased bell already has sufficient power, but that a gift-given bell has double powers. Really? We're talking gremlins and little dingly bells hanging on your motorcycle is going to protect you? I don't believe in all of that hocus pocus, gremlin wreaking havoc thing. It doesn't make sense to me.
That's a weird traffic marking. Holy shit! I can't feel my leg.
So listen, guys, I am not a superstitious person in any way. So that little bell with all the harps on it, it's going. It's got to go. Bye-bye. And there you have it. No bell. And there you have it, guys. A little history on the background of these little bells you see hanging all over all kinds of motorcycles. Now, I'm not going to judge you if you have one on your bike. However, I don't believe in all that superstitious stuff, so I'm not going to have one. But if you want a bell, I got one I pulled off of this bike. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Go ahead and turn on the subscription button and turn those notifications on and let everyone know what's going on right here at Weems Motor Co. Peace.